The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
When you pay rent somewhere, like will you believe that you are afforded like a right to safety and some privacy and security?
Tonight on DC News Now at 10, squatters causing serious safety concerns. We talk with tenants in one DC apartment complex who are fed up and demanding action. A live report straight ahead.
Plus, tire trouble. Crews are working to remove an eyesore from Southeast DC. We'll show you when they expect to clean up the major mess.
Also, people in Northern Virginia calling for much needed rent relief. We're live in Loudoun County, where tenants are pleading for local government to step up with solutions. And we begin with breaking news. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. We're following a triple shooting in Southeast DC. Police say one of the victims is a juvenile. So this is a live look at the scene on Benning Road. Police say a juvenile and a man were hurt, but they are conscious and breathing. The third victim, a woman. She was found unconscious and not breathing. Homicide detectives are investigating, and if they provide an update, of course, we will bring it to you live on air and online on DC News Now.
All new tonight, people living in a Northeast apartment complex are fed up as they say squatting has become a real problem on their property. It's happening at the Rhode Island Row Apartments. That's a mixed-use development along the Metro's Red Line. That's where we find our Marielle Carbone live tonight. Marielle, one woman you spoke with says it's a serious safety concern.
Yeah, that's right. She says she's not only worried about her own safety, but for the people that are squatting there as well, because she says anything can happen, like a confrontation. And she also said it's a health issue. She is now calling on the property management to do more.
We don't really know what to do at this point. Anything could happen.
Nyambe Tomlinson has lived at the Bizzuto-owned property Rhode Island Row for the last 5 years.
We love it here.
But she says lately there's been a growing problem. People who don't live there gaining access and sleeping inside.
We've seen an influx in a lot of houseless people who use that area to sleep. Not only do they sleep there, but they eat there, they congregate there, but they also leave drug paraphernalia and other things. And there was one person, a neighbor, when she was leaving for work in the morning, she saw someone who was exposed in the stairwell.
Tomlinson says the problem has been isolated to a stairwell that connects the public parking garage to the private apartments. These photos show people sleeping in that stairwell, plus clothing and trash left behind.
It's like a safety concern, just because obviously when you pay rent somewhere, will you believe that you are afforded like a right to safety and some privacy and security?
According to property management, there is a security team which focuses on the garage and public spaces. Plus, cameras like these are seen around the building. Tomlinson says that's not enough.
Short term would be to have security here 24/7. Another thing, which is I guess also be making sure that the doors, other entry points are always secure.
In a statement, Rhode Island Row Management says, sadly, we have seen an increase in homelessness, not just in our neighborhood, but across the city. We are working closely with Metro Police Department to not only maintain a high level of comfort and security for our residents, but also to respect the dignity and humanity of those without a home.
But at the end of the day, this is Bizzuto's problem, and to me, it doesn't seem like they are making a priority.
And Tomlinson says that she has spoken to the leasing office, property management, and even the corporate office, and the direction right now is just to call security or to call the police. Reporting live in Northeast DC tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
And developing now in the district, work is finally underway to remove an eyesore in Southeast. Someone dumped hundreds of tires under a portion of I-295 at Anacostia Park. Neighbors first found the massive number of tires last month. That's where they've remained since then. Dave Laval joins us live with some good news from the mountain of tires. Dave, when are they expected to be removed? I can see them right behind you.
Tasmeen, the first, or I should say crews removed the first of the tires from here earlier today from this spot that is part of the National Park Service. The rest of the tires, we're told, should be out of here by the weekend.
Seeing them finally go is such a relief.
Sean McGinty and the rest of the National Park Service are working to clear out this massive mound of tires in a portion of Anacostia Park.
This park belongs to the public. It's a jewel in the middle of Washington, D.C. Although Anacostia Park is a national park, it's a community park as well that serves the local area.
We're very happy. This is a significant victory.
Nathan Harrington heads the community group Ward 8 Woods, which found the tires December 23rd. Although he's happy the tires are finally being removed, Harrington wants to see more done by the National Park Service to prevent similar dumping in the future.
It shouldn't take, residents coming upon something and, taking pictures and going viral and getting on the news in order to have, basic enforcement against illegal dumping.
The National Park Service and U.S. Park Police are still trying to figure out who dumped the roughly 1,000 tires, but McGinty believes they may know where someone dumped them. From above on the I-295 overpass.
There were tires still remaining on the overpass, and if you can see, there are still some tires hanging from trees behind me.
The ongoing investigation and the weather slowed the removal of the tires to a recycling center. McGinty says there's another reason.
We are loading the tires into trucks, driving them up to Baltimore, and that takes time to get the trucks back here to do more loads.
The last of the tires should be gone by the end of the week. And the penalty for illegally dumping on federal land, according to the National Park Service, is up to 5 years in prison, a fine, and restitution to cover the cleanup cost. Anyone with information is asked to call the National Park Service. We're live at Anacostia Park. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Hi, good evening, everyone. We do have some dense fog concerns across the district. If you were just with us about an hour ago, man, you could not even see the Capitol. And so right now you're kind of in this sporadic phase where you see low-lying clouds and then it kind of dissipates and then the fog starts to return. It's really due to this approaching cold front that is now starting to cross our area. So as the front crosses, it's really going to have the winds start to whip up, and I'm hoping some of that fog really starts to move out of the area. It's really out towards Fauquier County, Manassas to Culpeper. We're down to near 0 to a mile where you can see in front of you. And so that's very bad visibility at this time and a really low cloud deck that we are dealing with. Now, the rest of the viewing area from Winchester to Luray, perfect 10. And so I don't think all of the area is going to be dealing with dense fog, just the district and sections to the south. And it really has to do with the humidity levels. This is the moisture that is in the atmosphere at 100 out towards Frederick into Westminster, Leesburg, Manassas as well. And so the water vapors allow kind of our water droplets to really expand, and that's how you kind of get that dense fog feel. I want to keep dense fog in the forecast through tomorrow morning, and then it will start to dissipate around 10 a.m. It could be a little bit earlier, but please give yourself some extra time. No advisory is going to go into place for this dense fog, and you're not going to see relief really until around 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. Look at that humidity up to 96%, and also you have to include temperatures. They're still fairly mild out there, sitting under partly cloudy conditions. So tonight, dense fog, mostly cloudy conditions, temperatures in the lower 40s. Now tomorrow, it gets a lot better. We have pretty gorgeous weather heading our way with a good amount of sun and kind of clouds, but temperatures, they're returning to the 60s. We'll look at that coming up.
Yeah, new details tonight in the deadly shooting of 13-year-old Karan Blake. We may soon get a look at some critical evidence. Blake was shot more than a week ago in the Brookland neighborhood in Northeast D.C. Police say a man who lives in that neighborhood shot Blake and told investigators he saw the teenager breaking into cars along the street. Now today we learned the body cam footage of the responding officers will be released. Mayor Bowser initially denied one council member's request. Then by statute, she was forced to honor a request by the chairwoman of the Committee on the Judiciary and Public Safety. That council member is Brooke Pinto. So we are unsure what this body cam footage will reveal, but as always, we'll keep you updated on air and online at DCNewsNow.com.
And tonight, renters in Loudoun County are calling on their government to take action to prevent evictions. Many are still struggling to pay rent. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla joining us live tonight from Leesburg. And Max, they say this problem hasn't gone away since the earliest days of the pandemic.
That's right. It's been well documented that those days in 2020 were particularly tough for renters who were just trying to get by, just trying to pay the bills so they could live in wherever they were living. But now they say the problem has not gone away, which means they hope solutions can continue. Kelleen Oriana showed up on Tuesday night to ask for help. She's calling on the Loudoun County government to do more to assist those struggling to afford rent.
Ayudarnos, ya que la comunidad estamos here. We want the supervisors to hear us because this can't happen anymore. We need their help.
Oriana and fellow members of the New Virginia majority are asking for the county to put federal dollars from the American Rescue Plan Act toward rent relief, including a buy-down program for those who spend more than 30% of their income on rent.
We are hearing every day about evictions, every day about rents going up, every day about people asking us if we know about more affordable housing that they can move to because their rents have gone up.
Sophia Syed says it's a crisis in Loudoun County, and she applauds those who have taken action. She doesn't have to look far. On Tuesday, neighboring Prince William County announced it's allocating nearly $3 million to a nonprofit, which says it'll address this major problem in its community.
Hotels are for visitors and staycations. They're not supposed to be homes for our local residents because there's no other way.
And the need is still there. And as long as the funds are there, we're going to be able to provide that.
Oriana hopes that help comes to Loudoun County sooner rather than later.
She wants to raise her voice. She wants to make sure the supervisors, they are going to do a program that is going to help the renters.
And at the same time, ensure everyone who needs the help can access it, regardless of native language or resources.
We think that the county has made a lot of progress, and there's still more progress to be made.
Now tonight, the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors still meeting. Eventually, they will probably get to an item on their agenda where they would take some of that ARPA money, those federal dollars, and put it towards some rent relief programs. That and the Prince William County plan that is already in place involves people making up to 80% of the area median income. If you want to learn more about the Prince William County plan that's already been approved and the plan that could be approved tonight in Loudoun County, just go to our website, dcnewsnow.com. Reporting live in Leesburg, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Max, thank you. Also happening at Loudoun County's Board of Supervisors meeting, transit employees on strike urged action from their government. So the Amalgamated Transit Union members spoke up, asking the board to intervene, installing negotiations with the county's contractor, Keolis. They say what they've been offered has not been fair and that the strike will continue until a fair deal has been reached.
Please step up and do the right thing. Make Keolis sit with us and negotiate a fair contract. And to the people out there, we're sorry. But we really don't have a choice. We know you understand because you also provide for your families, and that's all we're trying to do.
And the union strike will hit the 1 week mark tomorrow.
Well, coming up, the D.C. Council overturning the mayor's veto of the revised criminal code. Supporters say policy changes were needed, but critics say this will do much more harm than good. We've got the latest on this ongoing debate straight ahead.
Plus, police making a disturbing discovery and charging Brian Walsh with murder. The husband of a missing D.C. real estate agent is behind bars. We'll show you what police found on his computer search history. Stay right here. You're watching DC News Now.